All right. So what we're gonna be doing now is we're gonna be building equations, but we need to be able to find certain things, right? So when you build equations, you are gonna be building a certain way. You're gonna be using this y equals mx plus b, right? That mx right there, that m is talking about your slope, right? Or your rate of change. That is also called your rate of change. And then that b is usually your y-intercept, right? So we're going to be building the equation, but when you're building those equations, you have to be able to figure out what they're talking about. That y-intercept, that's also starting about your starting point, where you're going to start from. So when you see that y-intercept, also know that, hey, this right here, this is my starting point, okay? When you start reading these and you're saying, how is it changing? How am I increasing or decreasing? This is that M part, the slope. So this is the change. And how is it changing? All right. So those are the things we're going to be looking for when we solve these and when we're doing these. All right. Um, we're going to do a lot of these together. We're going to talk about it. But I do need y'all to actually pay attention because you're going to be doing some of these on your own and you need to be able to find some of this stuff. All right. So on number two, you're gonna see that it says Paul has $78 in the bank and saved $33 each week. This is the initial value, the B, right? So this is the plus B part. Now that plus B could be a plus B or a minus B. It doesn't matter if it's a positive or negative. We're just talking about the B. This is the part that you always have that you're starting off with. On this part, you're going to see that it says that Paul has $78. So we're going to say that right here, RB was 78, and it's the money he has in the bank, right? Now over here, when you see rate of change, you're going to see that it says M right here. Our rate of change is how it's changing, right? What's going on? And we're going to say that that is the change. Now over here, you're gonna see that Paul has $78 in the bank and he saved $30 each week. So that means if I'm saving, right? If I'm saving, that means I'm adding money. So it's a positive 30. And I'm right here each week. So I'm just gonna put that I'm saving it each week. And when the sentence has a period and you see the word each, we're going to say that that word each right there means to multiply. Okay. That's what we're doing. We're just finding those two numbers and what they mean. So now this one, Julia is 60 inches tall. So she's telling you she is 60 inches tall. So I'm going to say this, and this is how many inches Julia is. She grows, right? She's growing 1/2 each month, month. So our second number is 1/2. This is how much it grows month. Okay, see what we're doing? Pretty simple, right? The food pantry begins. The food pantry began the week with 97 cans. So it began the week, means it's starting off the week. So 97 cans. And that's what it began the week with. They collected an additional 50 cans per day. So they collected an additional 50 cans per day. So our next number is 50 they collected those per day. Okay, do you see how we're doing these, right? We're finding the two numbers and we're writing those down. I'm gonna do one more with you and you're gonna end up doing this next ones. So this next one says, the company made 1,200 souvenirs and sold 50 each day. So my first number is 1,200. And that's how much the company made. They made 1,200 souvenirs. If they sold, that means they're getting rid. And they sold each 50 each day. And if you're selling it, it is a negative number. Let's say each day. Okay. So if you have to look at those key words, sold means negative over here. Anything like this one, she gave away. It was a -2, right? If she's saving, it's a positive. If she's growing, it's a positive, right? If it's additional, it's adding. We don't have to put those plus signs above those numbers, but these two did have negative words, so we did put a negative sign in front of them. All right. You do have to solve number 6, 7, and 8, and you're gonna come show me all those answers, right? So go ahead and do those 6, 7, and 8. Show me those answers when you're done. And then once you're done, you will work on Dreambox. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great day.